Honestly, right from time, I have literally not been those die-hard fan of Asian Americans. Because why? I feel like a lot of Asian Americans are just too sneaky. I don't know. Please, I'm sorry if you're watching and you're Asian, and if this is actually not relating to what I'm about to show here, I'm sorry. But I feel like personally, to Black Americans, Asian people are not people that should be so close with Black Americans. Yeah. So even when Black Americans started with this issue of boycotting Asian people's businesses and the rest of that, honestly, I'm going to say if that is what will really make Black Americans happy and they just want to be saving their black dollar, like why not? Because a lot of people have different experiences on daily basis. Do not get me wrong, every single business have their ups and downs. They have their daily experiences and so on and so forth. But there are some that you will see that you'll be like, this one is to the extreme. And for the fact that you cannot even recognize the people that actually built the country, you cannot recognize the people that made you open a particular restaurant or open a particular shop or whatsoever, it's what is even more annoying and irritating. But anyways, welcome to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches you guys are going to be seeing in our today's episode. With that being said, let's get right into this video. Let me roll out a clip for you guys so that you guys can actually see this video, and I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go, guys.
And I asked them, I said, should we boycott Asian shops? Is that what we should do? And then every one of them said yes. Yes. Okay. Because how are Black people supposed to mobilize if they're in our communities? It's not no Asian hating. It's about economics and why Black people can't keep their Black money within their community. So when you go to your corner shops and, you know, the food stop that they sell, right? They sell our food. They go to the corner shops. They have chicken shops lined up in our thing. It's all going back into their community. How's it coming back into ours? We have to boycott them. We don't want to, but we have to boycott them to keep it within our community. Otherwise, how are we going to progress? Right? I can't do it on my own. I need Black people to help me. And I also said as well, I said, Black people, you need to take time with Black businesses as well.
Yeah. What you need to do, it's not even about boycott the Asian shop. It's like, buy Black. That's all your message is. No, buy Black.
The reason why I disagree with that, sorry to cut you.
No, go on.
The reason why I disagree with that is because when you say buy Black, we still are about convenience until we get out of that mindset to strictly go and buy Black. You have to give Black people options. If I don't give them options, what they're going to do, they're going to fall back into the cycle. You have to give, and this is what I'm saying, like when I said boycott the Asian shops, it's because they're literally in every single community.
As you said, give the alternatives. So you can say, the only reason I'm saying, because I think getting tied up into a culture war also isn't helpful for us. Because we just look like the aggressors or something. No. I'm not saying don't call it out. I think there's a conversation that I definitely think there's a conversation that needs to be had.
See, the way these Asian hair shop owners be treating Black people is actually getting out of hand. Why did I go to the Paxton Dawson and these people start going, hey, barking down at me just because I pulled up filming? I'm there doing my little vlog all cute and shit, and they dead ass started screaming. Instead of saying, oh, excuse me, you can't film, they're moving like animals. Just tell me I can't film. Why are you barking about, hey, am I a fucking dog? I'm never, ever going to that shop again. He's a fucking idiots, man.
When we first got here, the Chinese owner, once he seated us, he threw our forks on the table. Let's rewind. When I first walked in, the man was staring at me with some kind of evil sight. I don't. And then he proceeded to throw our forks on the table like this, like. Let me show you. When he seated us, he went. That's how he threw our forks on the table. The attitude in this place is trash. The waiter have not checked on us one time. You show the view. The waiter have not checked on us not one time. 2 thumbs down, 0 stars. All right, guys, we've been here for like about 40 minutes. No refills. Cup.
I haven't been to an Asian beauty supply store since Stop Asian Heat. And I know what y'all about to say. Oh, it's not all Asian people, right? But in my experience, living where I live, Asian stores have been anti-Black towards Black people. And that's not a what if, that's a fact. I've literally experienced that. I've experienced being followed around. I experienced being stared at and looked at weird and rushed. I've experienced those things. So I haven't been supporting Asian businesses since then. Okay. It wasn't hard for me to stop going to Target because I really didn't go anyway. But Walmart, it was kind of hard because I used to go all the time. But I stopped going to Walmart. So if I could stop going to Walmart, y'all can stop going to Walmart. What else? Yeah, that's been my way of protesting, boycotting, and spending my money in places where it better serves me. And I've just been mostly buying groceries and cooking things. I've been in an Asian restaurant probably twice since that Stop Asian Hate thing. And that wasn't of my own free, wasn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was somebody else that wanted to go in there. So that's what I'm saying. That's my way of doing it. Y'all can respect it. Y'all can't respect it. Again, I'm not saying it's all Asian people that do these things, but from what I'm seeing, from my perspective, it's a good chunk.
Try to tell me if I'm tripping or if these people were racist. Actually, no, I know these people were racist. I just want to tell you about it. Okay, so a little background. I go to school in DC and we have off-campus lunch, which means I can leave the school campus and go get lunch at one of the restaurants around town because they're all close in the vicinity and they trust us to come back. One of my friends has come in sometimes with like a little chicken combo thing and she's like, oh my gosh, it's so great. You get 3 pieces of chicken, fries, and boba all for $12. I'm like, you know what? That is pretty great. That is kind of a steal. So me and a couple of my other friends decide to go to this place. She doesn't come this time, but we all go. We get there at 1 o'clock. The timestamps are important. It's 1 o'clock. We get there, we walk in. The place is called TKK Chicken in Luna Hall in Chinatown. Drop in the address right now. Chinatown, Luna Hall, TKK Chicken. Okay. So we're looking at the menu, and it seems like you can get the combo she was talking about for like $12 or $13. So I'm like, okay, so my friend goes ahead of me, and he orders like the chicken sandwich version of the meal, and it's $13. I order right after him, and I order what my friend said. It's $18. And I'm like, why is it $18? So I'm like, okay, maybe she was talking about a different thing and I accidentally ordered wrong. My other friend goes after me. We order the exact same thing. Hers is about $4 less than mine is. I'm going to get to that part in a minute, but all 4 of us order and it's about $110 right now. So we're waiting. They give us our boba that came out in a reasonable time. The first guy that ordered, he gets his food first. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm next because I ordered second. No, the guy that ordered last, he gets his food next. But he and the first guy got the same thing. So I'm like, okay, maybe that takes like a shorter amount of time to make. I don't know why a chicken sandwich is shorter than 3 tenders, but whatever. But I'm not going to trip about it. So they call a few more people. And I'm like, okay, well, I definitely have to be next, right? No. They call my friend who ordered after me, but ordered the exact same thing as me. They call her number first. And I'm like, that was kind of the first little thing that I'm like, these people might not like how much pigment I have, but still, I'm not gonna trip about it. You know, maybe they just got the order wrong. So I'm like, okay, well, I definitely have to be next because we had the exact same thing. No. It's about 1:25 for this point. So we've waited like 15 minutes for all of them to get their food, and I still don't have mine, despite me ordering second. We keep waiting. A bunch of other numbers get called. Every person that goes up there that has their number called, they're the color of this side of my palm. Okay, not that, they're this side. And one of my friends is like, do you want me to go ask them where your food is? Because I got social anxiety. I don't want to ask. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So he's like, do you know when number 37 is going to be out? No, my friend's been waiting for like 20 minutes. And they look up at me and they're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be 5 minutes. Do you want to guess if it was 5 minutes or not? Just a little reminder. We got there at 1 o'clock. All orders were placed at 1:10. They did not give me my food until 1:50. My order number was 37. They got to 46 before they decided they wanted to give me my food. Remember how I said my bill was like $4 more than my friend's for some reason? My white friend, mind you. I look at her receipt. They charged me extra for the boba and sauce. Why was I charged for sauce? Because the boba is supposed to come with the meal. They decided to charge it separately. When they asked if I wanted sauce and I said, yes, I want honey mustard, they added another tax step despite it being free on my friend's receipt. Like, at first we were kind of joking, like, oh, they give you the black tax or they don't want to give you your food because you were black, as a joke. No, that's exactly what happened. Because even when they finally did call 37, I was about to give me the food, I could see the lady was hesitant to hand it to me until I showed her the receipt. Like, this is my shit. Why am I taking someone else's food? You saw me pay for it. Like, at first I thought I was reading too much into it. There's no other reason that they would have charged me more and then waited 10 people before giving me my food as the only black person that was ordering there, other than for the fact that I was black. So, TKK Chicken, Luna Hall, Chinatown. Don't go there if you don't pass the paper bag test, I guess. And if you do go there, be super nice to the workers, because they're so sweet.
FBA, I think we should boycott these Asian stores. We should be boycotting them nail shops. Every time I look up, friends, ex-girlfriends or whatever, they have problems going to the nail shop. The Asian ladies won't do their nails right, talking to them wrong in their language. That's who we need to be boycotting. We need to be boycotting everything that's not black, period. We in California. I'm in California. We deal with the Mexicans. We deal with the Africans. We deal with the Asians. We deal with the whites. None of them like us. It's crazy.
I'm very glad that the conversation about South Asian people implanting themselves in black communities and taking our money but not showing us any kind of humanity is coming up again with the whole situation with the Peckham hair shop, because it's a very, very valid issue, and it's very sinister to see that a lot of people, a lot of South Asian people and Asian people in general will set up shop in black communities, and they'll take our money, but they'll be following us around shops, and they will be just displaying very, very racist behavior due to white supremacist ideals. I'm so glad the conversation's happening. I'm so glad that there's a conversation about boycotting these shops until they show us respect, or just indefinitely. But on the back end of that conversation, obviously a lot of black people are once again saying that we need to start investing black pounds, black dollars in the US, because similar things happen there too. A lot of us are trying to start the conversation that we should be investing that money, our money, within our own community. And I just have something to say about it. Don't worry, I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it, because I love buying from black businesses. If there's a black business that does the same as any other business, best believe I want to buy from them first. That is, hands down, that's always what I want to do. I do believe that the black pound holds a lot of weight, and we should be investing it back into our community. So don't worry, I'm not saying. But what I am saying, and what I am begging from the black community this time, is please, can we have this conversation in earnest? Please, can we be serious about this conversation? Not about whether or not we're going to do it, because we can do it very easily, but about businesses within the black community and how they are run, because there are plenty of black businesses that have a good business plan, that have longevity in mind, that have good business, is it acumen? I think that's how it's pronounced, but basically just very, very good business skills, who are going to go very, very far in life, right? 10 of which even got $10,000 investments from Beyonce at her concert. If you know, but there are plenty of black people who are doing amazing in business. This is not about you. But from these times, from these conversations, from these boycotts, there always pops up quite a few unregistered black businesses, unregistered businesses run by black people in general, right? Just completely unregistered, that have bad business plans, bad etiquette, bad customer service skills. They don't know how to budget properly. They don't know how to, separate profit from how they need to be paying people, how they need to be paying themselves, all that kind of stuff. It takes time, okay, to make money from a business. It really, really does. It takes years to turn over a profit for some people even. Which is why I want to say that if you want to start a hair shop of your own, if you want to start a lash business of your own, a hair business of your own, a facial business of your own, whatever, please, can you first and foremost get the correct qualifications that you need to do that, right? So for instance, if you're doing lashes and you want to take please take a legitimate cosmetology course. You want to do facials, you want to have a course, please, can you be a licensed esthetician before you do this? If you want to open a shop, please make sure you have all of the right details before you do this. In the times of free AI, free chat GPT, they can make you a business plan. Please, if you need help about how to look for these things, there's so many tools on TikTok. People who run successful businesses, they're here telling you all of the secrets. Please do not start businesses within the black community and be playing in people's hair and lashes and their lips and their face and their physical body, and even other product like clothing and stuff. Please don't be playing in people's bodies and wardrobes just because you want to make a quick buck. Because it's so upsetting that from these conversations that are happening in earnest, and people who really want to start businesses for the black community and actually help us out as a community, it's so upsetting when I see that the ones that are actually being promoted are the disingenuous, I'm just trying to make a quick pound side hustles, when in my opinion, if you want to start a hair shop, that needs to be your full thing. That needs to be your whole gig, right? For a certain amount of time. More of you need to realize that when you start a business, this is an investment, okay? This is an investment. This is full time, okay? And I know that we always hear the stories about how, you know, these big CEOs, they were doing this alongside studying at Harvard and blah, 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 blah. But what they don't tell you is that they've had investments from their parents. They've had hundreds of thousands of dollars invested from people who they know because they have certain networking skills and blah, 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 blah. If you are somebody who is working class, lower middle class, whatever, it's going to take a lot more of your time, because time and money are the biggest investments in this world. It's going to take a lot more of your time if you don't have the money to invest in these businesses. Because if you don't have hundreds of thousands of pounds to pay other people to do things that you need to do within this business, you're going to have to do the role of about 20 people at once, which is why, off the back of these conversations about boycotting certain hair shops, if you want to start a business, I really encourage you to do so, but I need people to understand the gravity of starting that business, because we're going to continue having the same conversation, because this conversation happened last year, this conversation happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years, it happens all the time. But the reason why we still aren't getting enough money into the black community, the reason why we aren't circulating the pound within the black community, is because a lot of us are not starting these businesses in earnest. A lot of us do not know how to run these businesses to a successful degree. Okay, we don't know about how to deal with competition, for instance. Like, you can't go into the field of hair and then be pricing it 20 times more than the South Asian shops, because, for instance, a lot of us don't have the money to invest in that. Okay, and the competition is going to beat you out because they've got better products than you and they're cheaper. Like, it's just stuff like that where I think that more of us need to learn how to start businesses and run those businesses properly and really invest the time that we have, because most of us don't have the money to invest, the equivalent. So yeah, I just think amazing this conversation has started. Amazing we want to invest more money within the black community. But please, if you are going to start a business, know what it takes. Be the person who knows what it takes to start a business and go for it. I really encourage more of you to do that. I really encourage more of you to seek out the skills that it takes to start a business. But please, fully grasp in your head what it takes to start a business. And please get fucking registered on HMRC. I'm so tired.
I just finished a really emotional live there. Black, brown, South Asian people. For 3 hours we were talking and we spoke about so much. History, the division, economical problems, racism, spirituality a little bit, not too much, energy, mindset. The issues are so fucking deep and so many people don't realise how deep the issues are. This, of course, came from a subject of buying black and boycotting the Asian community. And what I found really sad was a lot of black men experiencing so much BS from the South Asian community in London. I feel like it is very much a London issue. And the UK is bad vibes, guys. The UK is bad vibes. I really encourage black people especially to really try and find your way to get out of the UK, because it is not set up for us to succeed. I already said this on my page. I've said this in many lives. When the British installed racial hierarchy, they put us right at the bottom. We weren't meant to succeed in the UK. You can try your hardest. I mean, I did it. Me and my family, we managed to do it, but our mindsets were so different. And I said this just then on live. I had really intense therapy for 8 months to get myself to a level of confidence where I could believe myself. And then I moved out of the UK, so really, I hope black people are inspired by this conversation and really start to believe in themselves more. Confidence comes in here. And if you are tying your confidence or your existence to another community, then you don't have enough belief in yourself, because we are fucking exceptional. We are exceptional people, and it hurts my heart that not enough of us are feeling that way about ourselves. I cried on the live a couple of times, and you see my eyes are red because I've been crying a little bit still. And I'm very sad that there is so much division between the black and brown community, because we've gone through so much. We were united before. You need to look at your history, guys, the connections that Africans and Asians had. You need to remember who we were before the British fucking came along and did what they did to us, because that's what is causing a lot of the problems. And a lot of you don't see that still. You don't see it. So please go and learn some things. Go and listen to people who vibrate very highly, who can talk sense, people who come up with ideas, people who are willing to, progress and move black people forward, move us forward as the global majority. Those of us who are on the side of humanity, we're so fractured. We can do a lot of good if we have a lot more patience, time and understanding of ourselves and each other, because we cannot exist in a vacuum. It is not possible for any community on this planet to be able to exist alone. It's not possible. Humans were not made like that. And I feel very sad that there are so many people, especially in my community, the black community, that feel like they have to separate themselves in order to succeed. It makes sense, what you're saying. It makes sense. And it is unfortunate that that is the way that it has to be for some people, or they feel it has to be like that way for some people. There is so much to learn. There is so much to do. And I don't want to sound cliche in the end, but it really does take a lot of positivity and a positive mindset. And I know how hard that is in the UK, because the UK is bad vibes. So yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about, but I hope if you joined my live this evening, that was very helpful for you. And I hope that you find a positive way to help move forward in yourself and for our communities.
Point of what this girl is trying to say, guys. Listen to the point. Before you... Guys, I don't want to talk about Elaine the Pain's boycott here, but I want to talk about something that very important. What she said. She talks about self-sufficiency. Black people, we lack it. We lack self-sufficiency. One thing I admire, and I've always admired about the Americans, is that the Black Americans have become self-sufficient. It's not great, but at least, if you want to become a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, they have communities that are built, that are established to push you in the right direction. Why do you think in America there's so many Black entrepreneurs? They have the community backing them, giving them that strength. Listen, you don't even have to. And Americans are buying. Black Americans are buying your stuff. Just say you're a Black business. Black Americans are buying your stuff. Black Americans are turning Black Americans to millionaires. We don't have that in the UK. We don't have that in the UK. In fact, in the UK, the Blacks are the most isolated community. We can't even get it together amongst ourselves. The hatred between Caribbeans and Africans. The hatred between one African country and another African country. The hatred between West Africa and East Africa. The hatred between West Africa and North Africa. Even between our community, we can't even get it together. I'm in no way or shape or form saying that boycotting South Asian businesses is our answer. I'm not saying that. But if we can find ways where we become more self-sufficient, where we can have a community that our children can fall back on, when they are met with so much, already we're met with so much barriers, so much thingy. But if we have a community where our children can turn to, where they can look at that community and say, yes, if these people did it, I can definitely do that, can broaden their horizons a bit. You know, so I'm not worried about the South Asians too tough. I recognize that some of them, they have self-hatred towards a lot of us. They hate us. They don't like us. They think they have ignorant thoughts towards us. I've met a few. I know. And there's also Asians that love, that you meet. They're so loving. They're family oriented. They invite you in. They push. They make you feel loved and accepted. So I'm not going to change that. But the point of what this girl is trying to say, guys, listen to the point. Guys, listen to what she's saying and don't respond with emotion. Okay? Don't respond with emotion at all. Because what this girl is trying to say is deep. In fact, when I watch her videos, I wish she didn't add the South Asian businesses. I understand she said she did a video and she got racially attacked, and I get it. That's why she's involved them. And that's fine. I'm not even worried about all that. But listen, we need to build infrastructures, especially in the UK. Guys, have you ever been in a corporate position? Yeah? And almost every infrastructure that is built is against you. Guys, it's deeper than what you guys are looking at. Forget about those businesses. I just wish you didn't even mention them because it's confused everybody now. I just wish you didn't even mention them. It's deeper than what she's talking about. You guys are just talking about surface stuff. You're responding with emotion. You're responding with so much ignorance. You're responding with things that... But if you listen to her, yeah, and understand what she's trying to say, you will take what she's saying very seriously. Simply because of the children that are coming up. Our parents didn't do this for us because they were too scared. They were too scared. And that's why they didn't do it for us. They were scared of losing their paper. They were scared of losing their homes. They were scared of losing their jobs. This is why they kept quiet for years. You know? It was only the Caribbeans that were really... I remember I lived in Brixton my whole life. It was only the Caribbeans that were fighting some certain fights that Africans couldn't do. Africans have been mute for years in the UK. They haven't done nothing. There's no infrastructure. Nothing has been built for us. They're just here saying that they want to make money and go back home. But what about our kids that don't want to go back to Africa? What about our kids that don't want to go back to the Caribbean? Are we thinking about them? What infrastructures have we built for them?
Foremost, I've gotten a lot of comments like this saying I should have asked for a refund, I should have recorded, I should have made a scene, I should have yelled at the workers, I should have done this and that. I need y'all to remember I am 16 years old. I am 16, a teenager, and like I said in my last video, a teenager with pretty bad social anxiety. Like, I have a hard enough time with normal social interactions, like talking on the phone, ordering food, talking at the cash register, telling someone what they did upset me. It already freaks me out. So in a situation like this where I'm experiencing microaggression and racism for the first time in my life, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't even really process what happened until much later when I got to sit and think about what actually just happened. So obviously, I'm not going to make a scene in a place I'm unfamiliar with, surrounded by a bunch of strangers, to 5 adults that clearly do not like me because of my skin color. Like, that wasn't even a thought in my mind at the time.
Saw a woman recently saying that we should boycott Asian businesses because she said that black people can't win when Asians own all of the businesses and that we had it easier coming to this country. As an Asian whose grandparents immigrated to this country and as a business owner, let me dissect this. Complete bullshit. Have you never heard of P-bashing before? Have you not heard about the 16-hour shifts that our grandparents did in the mills here up north? Those people worked endlessly. 12 hours, 16-hour shifts in mills, getting their hands all mangled up in machines just to get by, or working as toilet cleaners and just to survive. They didn't have it easier. They were disciplined and sacrificed everything. Just to make it clear, I want to bring communities together. I'm not here to divide communities. I just want to point out exactly how the Asian community built some wealth. And don't say we had it easier, because even in 2025, just in September, a Sikh woman was raped and told go back to her own country. Don't talk about easier when we get that kind of treatment in 2025. The reason why our grandparents did better is because they saved every measly penny they could get to invest it in long-term assets, houses, gold, businesses. You call that privilege? They were patient and willing to live in the shit for the hope of a better future. Tell that to our ancestors who crammed into tiny houses, 5 different families, sharing food so that they could save up money to buy their own homes eventually. Instead of enjoying their lives, they lived in the shit just to get by. That's not easier. They paid the price for it. And they didn't buy nice clothes, they drove shit cars, they spent nothing. And then their children now own and inherit these homes, and then they can put them up as rent and generate cash flow from it, giving the next generation a leg up essentially. And that's the way that wealth accumulation works. Each generation creates assets or purchases assets to then pass on to the next generation, so they have a little leg up, and then their kids benefit from that. Even now, I mean, I can afford where I live very comfortably, but my dad says to me all the time, Jamil, you should come home, come live at home, because that is their literal wealth building tactic. Stay home, live below your means, and save money. And let's get one thing straight. Yeah, we run a lot of businesses, but don't blame us for taking the risk of starting them. Don't blame Asians for filling that spot for a corner shop. Anyone could have bought it. You could have started that business. Our ancestors pooled resources for the community together so that the community could win. Instead of hating online, why don't you speak to those Asian owners and learn how they did it instead? I don't come from a rich family, and that's the exact reason I'm a business owner. I've got a biomedical science degree and I can work in a hospital. But I know that if I want my kids to have a better life, then I need to build some wealth. And I'm not going to do that sat working for other people. Me and my brother are the classic example of 2 people coming together, pooling resources and building a business and succeeding with it. And that's one thing that I actually miss about the older generation. Back in the 80s and 90s, Asians had a community like glue. They worked together. They weren't selfish. They built something so that their kids could live better lives. And I'm disappointed, honestly, because historically, coloured people have always come together and had each other's backs. And we've always unified in the past. I mean, historically in the Caribbean, Indian migrants literally shared culture with the people who live there. That's literally where curry goat comes from. You need to take some accountability and learn about sacrifice and stop blaming the world, essentially, because That's what our grandparents did. That's all they did to accumulate wealth. They were bashed in the streets and still sacrificed so that their children don't have to suffer the same way.
Yes, this is really important. Asian Americans were redlined from opening businesses in white neighborhoods because white people didn't want Asian Americans operating in their neighborhoods and didn't want Asian Americans profiting off of white people. But because the positionality of Asian Americans is weaponized to oppress Black people, Asian Americans were being given loans to open businesses in Black communities, even though Black people were not able to receive loans to open businesses in their own communities. And as I've said before, as a result of this, Black wealth is essentially paid out twice when it goes to Asian American businesses. Once when the individual pays for the goods or services, and then again when the Asian American business owner removes the profit from the community. Because usually people open businesses in their own communities, and this is mutually beneficial, where the business owner is making a livelihood off of providing goods and services to their community. And by being a member of the community, they're contributing and they're investing back into the community. This is an ideal situation, and that is not what happens with Asian American businesses operating in Black communities.
In New York, into cutesy things, into Sanrio, into anime, then you probably know this spot, but I'm not going to say it by name because I don't know if I'm going to catch a lawsuit or nothing. But just know that last month I experienced straight up racism from them. My partner, my boyfriend came to New York. We were hanging out. We wanted to go to this one place and look at like some little anime trinkets, some cutesy stuff, some Sanrio, whatever. Just like, you know, they're visiting New York for the first ever time. Like, they just wanted like a little souvenir. I wanted to get them a little gift. I wanted to show them around. And we went to this spot. Once again, I'm not going to say the name. We went to this one spot. It's in a mall. And I've been to this place multiple times. I've been going here for years now. I haven't over recently because I noticed that I tend to experience like some in this area, like the whole area in general. And it's mad crowded. People are mad rude. It's a mad like annoying tourist spot. Like, I just couldn't stand being in that area anymore. So I stopped going for a while. But once again, this is my boyfriend's first time in New York. I wanted to show them somewhere I deemed to be like nice, like I had cute stuff. So we get to this place. Like I said, I visited here multiple times. I know that you have to go to a certain store in this mall to ask for the key to the bathroom. I go to the store. I know they usually ask you to hold on to your ID or your wallet or something. So I had my ID out and I said, hey, could I get the bathroom key, please? They said someone's in the bathroom. No problem. So we go to stand by and wait by the bathroom. We wait like maybe 5 minutes. Nobody's answering. But my boyfriend really had to use the bathroom. So we're knocking on the girls' bathroom, knocking on the boys' bathroom. We're knocking on both bathrooms. No one's answering. We go back. And it's not even like we had thought they had done something at this point. At this point, we were like, hey, we think someone might have accidentally taken your key. Because, like, nobody was answering. The lights aren't on. Like, we can't even hear anyone in the bathroom. We were waiting for, like, 5, almost 10 minutes at this point. We go back to the lady and we're like, hey, like, we don't think anyone's in there. We think somebody has the key. And they're like, no, someone's there. Just wait. So we go back. We're like, whatever. At this point, like, it's taking so long. I have to sit down. I have my fan on. It's hot. My boyfriend's like knocking at the door. Nobody is answering. We go back. Like, we go to like the stores out by the hallway. We're like, hey, do you know if anybody has the key? Like, do one of you guys have the key? Like, we just really have to use the bathroom. I didn't at this point. My boyfriend really had to go. So I'm just like, but like their body language and the way they were speaking to me, I was like, oh, no, they're being racist. Like, straight up, they're being racist. After even longer time waiting, a woman comes in, a short Asian lady. Yes, this is important to the story because everyone in this mall was Asian, East Asian. So a shorter Asian lady comes in. She has the key in her hand. And I'm trying to ask her, I said, hey, I'm sorry, where did you get the key? We were asking for the key. They said that somebody was in the bathroom. She's not answering us at all. Like, she's ignoring us. And I'm like, hey, like I'm just trying to like get her to respond. She hunches in on herself when I'm trying to speak to her. Didn't even like go near her. Like, I put my hand, I was like, hey, could I get the key? And she like did this and she was like, no. Like, she's ignoring me completely. Like, she's like, this woman wasn't a worker. She wasn't in any of the stores, but she's standing guard in front of the door. Like, she won't let me like go in the bathroom. Like, I wasn't trying to go in the bathroom, but I'm just trying to talk to her. She's like standing guard in front of the bathroom door. I already knew what this is. I get upset. My boyfriend finishes using the bathroom. She runs away back to the store where you asked for the key. And I'm like, let's go. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not spending a single dime place. Like, we have to go. Like, so we leave the store. That's that. But like, that was just such a frustrating, aggravating experience. It's 2025. Be better.
I was in Chinatown in the United States of America in Flushing, Queens, New York. I went into a jewelry store. I mean, I've never really been inside a jewelry store in Chinatown, so I was like, I'm curious. Me and my partner went in, and I was racially profiled. When I tell you, first of all, the lady who opened the door, I turned around, how she's opening the door for us to get in. She signals to another associate that were coming in, and I watched her laugh. I don't know what was funny about me coming into a store. The other assistant that she called over basically asked us, hey, do you need any assistance? We're like, no, we're okay. So not only did she hear us say no, we're okay, she followed us the whole time in the store. Every step she followed us.
What race goes into another race's neighborhood, takes their resources and their money while being racist towards them, even making videos and putting it on TikTok, treating them like trash and entertainment, and then takes that money of the people that they view as less than and goes to their own community? Is it black people doing this to other races? Name something that black people as a whole have done to other races. Name something that we have done cruel to these other races. And what happens when you bring up the fact that you are oppressed in this country and in African countries and in Arab countries and everywhere? When you bring up the fact that that is happening, what do they say? Peace for you.
Asian community is literally so anti-black, and it literally pisses me off. Like, we are literally so uneducated, uninformed, just misinformed, everything about the black community, and it pisses me off. And like, it just boggles my mind how a lot of Asians see black people as beneath them. I shit you not, I literally saw someone on my story and I literally was so gagged. Like, I was like, are you serious right now? And I sent him a message, ask him if he's being serious about this. Roy posts on his story and says, because his skin is like 10 shades darker or something, he said, can I say the N-word now? With a ninja emoji next to it. Not to mention, the black community is one of the most supportive of marginalized groups that has ever like uplifted the Asian community and actually put effort into supporting us. I'm probably gonna piss a lot of Asians off for saying that, but it's literally the truth, and I fucking see it for what.
I don't think anyone's internet ready for this one. So Elaine the Pain has caused a civil war online. Now, guys, look, all jokes aside, you see the racism that she's getting, please stop. Now, I'm going to play this. I just done a full YouTube. I wasn't even going to react to this, but it's starting to get out of hand. So the racism that she's receiving, come on, guys, please stop.
Asian community, let me clear something up for you real quick, because apparently history is now seen as racism when you call it out loud. What I said about the South Asian community is absolutely true. You were the buffer class. And just because you don't like what I said, it doesn't make it hateful. So let me re-jog your memory since you have a hard time connecting the dots. After World War II, Britain was broke and they called on the Commonwealth countries to help.
Here's my thing, guys. What I'm going to say is, me personally, when it comes to South Asian and the Asian community, I love them. You get me? When it comes to the black community, us working, building up wealth and building up our community, that's what we need to work on. But we don't need to be focusing on any other communities. Now, I just done a full YouTube, so you lot can go watch that, because right now there's like a civil war. But please, guys, stop the hate, man. The racism is mad online, Naki, man. It's actually mad. Click the link in bio.
Anyways, welcome back, guys. And you guys have listened from some person's experience, what they have literally been able to experience from these Asian shops and so on and so forth. Do you get? And even to date, a lot of people are still experiencing a lot. Like I said from the beginning of this video, there is no business that don't have rise and fall at its own peak, right? Every single businesses have one of that time that is having all of this rise and fall. But when you are in a particular country, you need to know why you are in that country and how you can actually serve that country. And that's why I said, if Black Americans are saying they actually want to boycott businesses, I feel like it's not a bad thing. They're not asking Asian people to disappear from thin air. They are only saying, we want this to actually circulate and come to our end instead of you guys owing up every single thing. It's just like you getting which country will I use? Maybe probably another Asian country coming to this Nigeria and trying to own up every single thing. And to be honest, a lot of them are trying to do that already. But we try our possible best as Nigerian as well to also know what our local economy is and how we can actually make that profitable for us. I'm not saying they should chase them. That is not what I'm saying. I'm only saying that if that will be a good solution, why not? Why won't I support black people? After all, black people has gone through a lot. They have gone through every single process of even trying to help a lot of people that at the end of the day, they still get like a backlash. So it is just a whole lot of back and forth at every single time. Do you get? So if that will bring peace, they should go ahead and do it. Honestly. In fact, they should do it with their full chest. Because there are some Asian channels that I was literally just supporting, and before you know, the woman just said something that when I looked at the woman, I was like, I thought you have always been rooting for blacks. So it simply means that you never even had any black people intention in your heart, because now your true color are now coming out, because we have literally tried for you to get the audience and to get every single thing that you're looking for. And that is the point it is getting into, that when a lot of them are needing something, they try to make it look like, oh, we need it, come true for us, and so on and so forth. The moment you come true for them, they give you the other side that even you yourself, you will be shocked to see the other side of these people. But not disputing the facts that we still have good Asian people, right? We still have good ones that understand what they are doing, that understand the value of why they are in Americans and how they should actually treat Black Americans especially, and so on and so forth. I've come to that point of my life that if anything you are doing, you're not considering the fate of Black folks. Honestly, I really cannot vibe with that. I really cannot. I feel like every single thing you're doing, you should be able to consider the fate of people that actually built that particular country, especially as a foreigner residing in that country. But anyways, maybe I'm just talking because I'm talking. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Especially as an American, as an Asian person watching as well, what is your opinion? I really want to get your honest opinion from the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comment, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, like I say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And I want to say a very big thank you to everyone watching my videos, dropping commentaries. I do not take you guys for granted. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now, guys. I love you guys. Mwah.